Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy.
If Martin Luther King came back from the dead today, he would be disappointed to see that we still live in a world of identity politics. But there is hope for a new world in which he envisioned, which could arrive in 2020 if Trump receives the majority vote of the African American populace. In October 2018, President Trump's approval rating among African Americans was 40% in a Rasmussen poll. This was the highest ever black approval rating from a Republican president in US history. Although you probably didn't hear about it, since only alternative media will cover the movement. The movement has been called Blexit, and it involves the black exit from the Democratic Party. Blexit shatters the political narrative of black people voting for Democrats and left-wing identity politics of keeping people enclosed in groups. It is quoted to be a frequency for those who have released themselves from the political orthodoxy. It is a rebellion led by Americans wishing to disrupt the simulation of fear. It is a renaissance, and it is their formal declaration of independence. The movement is being led by Candace Owens, a black conservative commentator and political activist. She believes that now is the time for African Americans to unite and join the Republican Party, which judges others off their ideals and values, not their skin color, gender, or sexuality, like the Democrats.
If we get to Mars and we're still worried about skin color, right? In a Martian colony, we've done something wrong. So I think we need to reverse engineer what we think the end state should be, and clearly identity politics is not the game we should be.
Blexit is not the only reason why Trump's approval rating is so high among African Americans. African American unemployment has hit an all-time low of 5.9%. The fact that Trump is hitting results and not just giving empty promises is resonating well within the African American community. This is rightfully so. Prior to Trump's election, he was regularly praised within the African American music industry to the number of 67 chart-topping hits. Trump had been in the public eye for over 30 years before he ran for president, and not once was he accused of racism by the mainstream media. It wasn't until Trump started taking on the Democratic establishment that the mainstream news began to call him a racist. If the 2020 election sees Trump re-elected with a high percentage of African American votes, the liberal media will capitulate. Martin Luther King once said, "I look to the day when people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." That day is now possible, with the African American empowerment that Blexit brings. The Republicans believe African American people can spearhead the civil rights movements and dictate civil discourse. Maybe it is time for Blexit. After all, it was Abraham Lincoln and the Republicans